In this video, we'll go over the full match of the first ever meeting between Wolves and Galorys during the Swiss stage round 2 of the 2024 CODM World Championship.
They will absolutely have to do the same here up against Wolves as we get into Summit. Anything particular to watch out for here on the Wolves side, because we haven't seen them yet on the broadcast, Brody, but going up against Galorys, we know what they're about. What are Wolves going to do?
It's going to be side for me. I know we're on Summit hardpoint, right, so the ARs sometimes can maybe have a tougher time than the subs here on this map, but for me, ANZAI is an incredible player. He is widely considered one of the best players in the world, and of course now he's got that fiance buff to go with as well. So Wolves Esports here going to be looking for that kind of slaying power to get control early on of P1.
And I think, you talk about slaying power, you talk about Galorys as well, so it is really going to be a battle around that. We know how well-versed both these two teams are in the art of war. Pigs kicking up well here though for Wolves Esports. It's a nice little total to get a hold of. 30 seconds and nearly counting over towards P1. We do see teams pick up a decent chunk of time. They're trying to do that. Galorys eventually find a way through. But we're heading over towards P2 in 20 seconds time, and Wolves Esports will be very happy with that so far.
If you're Galorys, you'll take this scrap time, but you ideally do want to make sure you break through towards this next hard point and of course flip the spawn to the inevitable rotation towards the P3. For the moment though, your gunfight's going down up top. For the most part in favor of Galorys while looking for that scrap time.
Hard point, I did.
ANZAI will find a double. Peg also looking for number 3. Wolves haven't quite got the numbers just yet in towards new. As Peg finds a couple of kills though, Gear Ton, this might be the moment for Wolves to get control.
Trying to get control, but also obviously trying to get these rotations over towards P3 is going to be super important. Galorys were maybe just a little bit slow into this one, but no surprise to see already the streaks coming in from LUCASZIN. He's starting to find something here now, and eventually they're looking to try and find a break. Can they manage to get it? Not quite. Wolves still in the point.
Yeah, big flank player coming through. Though Mihawk can get red from Peg. That is a big double coming through from Peg. That's going to ascertain the spawns for that next hardpoint. The money kill here on Summit hardpoint, if you like, for Wolves Esports. It was a big gamble there coming through from Galorys to make sure they make that spawn to happen, but it does not. So Wolves now in control for this hardpoint. Wolves still in control of spawns.
23 seconds to try and find a push through. You do get a spawn towards ice if you are Galorys, so it's an opportunity to try and find a way through, but Wolves finding those kills through the front door. Spawns though, going to be a little bit contested here now as Mihawk trying to find a way through, doesn't win the gunfight, and that could have been the recipe for, well, disaster for Wolves, but Galorys couldn't get it going. Wolves will once again be the first ones there. Not going to be able to find the kills on the transition. So for Wolves Esports, it's a really good hold at P2, and crucially, that rotation over towards P3 belongs to them as well.
Yeah, you talk about the last series that we saw, right, where Galorys had so much success here on this hard point. It was this very kill here. It was the operator usage, I think, that did make the difference for them. And you look at what Wolves have in the back pocket now. You've got 4 operators. One of them has already come out. Zaya's got a double already with the claw. And now you're just looking for any of these kind of players that are trying to cause some havoc around the back line. They're getting caught off, though, and Zaya's keeping an eye on around the front as well. Galorys, they're trying to get through, but it is so difficult when you're facing down these operators.
Wolves to come out absolutely swinging here in map number 1 and continue to gain control. Galorys getting spawns towards the back now, but 30 seconds to go. Can they make them count? Sometimes just as hard to push from the backside as it is from the front, and now they're a little bit split. They don't want to be spawning towards the back when we'll be popping over towards the next hill in 25 seconds. Still, the kills are falling the way of Wolves. They're about to break 100. Spawn be damned. Wolves keep it home.
Henry even just spawned in the backline there, and he was read again perfectly from Wolves. I mean, every single time that Galorys have kind of thrown something, Wolves are able to adapt to it so quickly. There is that 460 from Wolves. Now we focus on the rotation. You are 70, 80 points down here in this game, Ton. You have to win these gunfights.
And the positive for Galorys here, though, every single operator available to them as we head over towards P4, but can you make it count? Are you, well, maybe just gambling on that being the difference as we head over towards this hill? Full 60 is, of course, doable towards P4, but we're still very, very early in this game. Galorys have more than the ability to bring this one back. 3 kills from Mihawk in the blink of an eye. It's a good initial hold. 10 seconds gone on this hill. Wolves Esports will have to have another go.
Everything is out for Galorys all at the same time here, so they are ensuring they hold this time. They have to make use of them. Keep the Wolves at bay. Snapping at the heels right now of Galorys' side, trying to make his way up the Snow side. Fokke giving them looks with the R9, gets a little bit of help from Hen from the side as well. So Galorys doing well at the moment. Here comes that spawn flip around the back line. Wolves looking for the last 25 seconds. Peg going to invest the equalizers to get it done. Peg will find 3. Peg will make 4 kills happen inside the hardpoint, and Wolves now just taking time away from Galorys.
Big investment coming in. Reggie managed to find the kills and find the breakthrough, but Galorys are immediately back, and all of a sudden, they've combined so well. For all the 4 kills came through, they matter not. A slight break comes in from Wolves, but Galorys will fight back. They will get the majority of this time. We're going to be heading into a second rotation. It is going to be about a 50-point game in the favor of Wolves Esports. But Galorys with a really good hold over towards people will give them hope throughout the second rotation.
Yeah, you can afford to use that hard point if you're Galorys. Wolves are called Wolves for a reason, right? These guys are hungry for these wins. And a big win here in map number 1 would be damning to Galorys. So they're still competitive here in this game. As we get into the next set, though, Wolves are already starting to win some of these opening engagements. All these key power positions being watched by Wolves. LUCASZIN going to win one fight up top. Perhaps a way in here for Galorys.
It's exchanged over towards P1. The thing for Galorys, you look at the previous rotation of Hills, that really did come down to P2-3. That's where they lost a lot of their time, but gained a lot over towards P4. No investment of the operators over towards P3 possibly hurt them. They were in positions to do something, but they decided not to pull the trigger.
To be honest, though, I'm not sure if the operators in that moment would have been the right call, right? If you're already facing down 4 operators on the other side, what good is one operator, 1 or 2 operators actually going to do you short of something absolutely spectacular? I know that's what operators for, but at the end of the day, maybe they are kind of glad they held them back for P4. Regardless, though, here on P1, Wolves have got a wealth of time. We often talk about kind of P1s, the effectiveness of getting a load of time on that hill. Wolves have just done exactly that there on that first hill of this rotation.
Fantastic again from Wolves. P1. When it gets mixy, they are very much in their element, and they manage to find the majority of the kills and the majority of that time. It is now a 90-point game again. Galorys have been fighting off the back foot through the majority of this game. Foki will eventually find that kill. Took his time about it. Finds the second as well, though. Is this the catalyst that Galorys maybe need to get going? Can he find any more from Foki? There's 4 in a row. Can they break the spawn? Not quite. Still there for Wolves Esports, but contention over towards P2. Galorys still in control.
You have to push through off the back of that 3-piece. You can't just sit tight inside the hard point and wait for Wolves to push you, because now you've done nothing to the spawns. Wolves still in control of the spawns for the next rotation. Of course, that was the kill that was a problem for Galorys in the first set, and now here comes the investment off the back of it as well. Zai for 2 kills. The rest of the squad are also here, causing all sorts of carnage inside the kill, and now this is problematic for Galorys. Big kill, though, from Mihawk, and that might break the spawns.
Yeah, a little bit of a rogue spawn coming in from Mihawk, but he still has some trouble to deal with. 5 seconds to go on the previous hill. He will eventually get wiped out. Wolves Esports, they tidy up where they need to. Galorys, there was an opportunity there for them to get back into this game. All of a sudden, you're thinking you get some P2, you rotate over towards P3, and maybe we are back into this one. Wolves Esports all of a sudden in a really good position to, well, nearly close this game out. They are going to be around 55 points away from the win, but the investment now coming in here from Galorys. This is not what we've seen the last time around, but the investment the other side coming in from Wolves. The Sparrow is damning, and Wolves Esports will continue to hold over towards the back end of P3. They are 52 points away from the win.
And that might well be one of the moments here at the end of game number 1 that we look to. This might have been the moment the Wolves win game number 1. The investment from Galorys, they held it back to this hard point. It does not work. Perhaps they can get it done with the guns, though. Trying to push this through. Back spawns here for Wolves still in effect. But as I say it, Galorys, they all just get cut down as soon as they even look at the hard point.
They really do not have many more lives remaining in terms of mistakes that they can make. It has to be perfect again here over towards P4. It was nearly last time, but they need to go above and beyond that. Wolves Esports will make their way through the rest of the map as they do soak up that final bit of time. 2 players staying back there just to make sure. So this will be a hard break to find initially for Wolves, but the hard point is arguably being done across the rest of the map. You are only 9 seconds away by the time we head over towards P4.
Now Wolves just dominated Galorys here in this game, much in the same way really that Galorys won the last time at hardpoint in their first match of the day. Galorys in control. They got a full set last time around. Opening gunfights also looking pretty good here. King trying to find his way through, infiltrating the top side. Also has help from the rest of the team as well. Wolves, they're on the way. Back spawn still good for Galorys, though. Is it good enough for the hold?
Can they continue to hold? They did have a break come through the previous time we were here over towards P4. They are just about holding on this time around as well. LUCASZIN doing what he can. 26 kills to his name, but looking towards the kills for Wolves Esports. It's been across the board, but Peggy has just been a thorn in the side. He may well be the one to break the straw of the camel's back. They find a way through. Pabsra can find one back. They're just about holding on, but with 20 seconds to go, Galorys still in control. The close spawns are here for Wolves. They're still 5 away.
They're holding on by their fingertips at this point in time. Wolves just 5 points away from victory. There's not a lot of time left to do it inside this hill, but they're just pushing Galorys back. They're looking for it regardless. LUCASZIN and Pabsra, and now King. Can he do anything? Absolutely not. So Galorys will hold for that time. And they've actually got a good look towards the next hill as well, Ton.
They've got a good look, but they need to hold 5 more seconds if you're Wolves Esports. Rotation now coming in. Not able to find the kills on that rotation. It's going to be Wolves inside of the point. Galorys, are you going to be close enough to maybe contest this? Not quick enough. Wolves Esports come out the gates flying and find the win on map number 1.
And it really is kind of ironic, isn't it, the way that Galorys won their first map of Summit Hardpoint earlier on today. It's almost exactly how Wolves did it right there, right? We often talk about kind of the importance of that rotation towards P3, how much of a money kill that can be, how sticky those back spawns actually are. But I think more than that as well, and I think it was the three-piece from X-King with the Sparrow kind of just ruined their day, right? I think they invested 3 operators and all 3 of those operator uses went down. So that's tough, it happens, but incredible.
To kick off the day. They're going to need to find something similar here in map number 2, but we go over towards takeoff. It will be Wolves on the defensive side for the first 6 rounds. We'll switch it up after that, and Neon's coming out of the gate almost immediately. Pabs are taken down. Peggy finds another 5 versus 3, 5 versus 2, now in the favor of Wolves Esports.
And they know where the last player is as well. I was
tight.
going to say easy, no. Mihawk actually going to pick up that kill, so this is still possible here from Mihawk. Players were separated. They should come together relatively soon. So on the hunt though, did he just see him? Yes, he did. The pre-aim, now just seen him again. Mihawk for the slide out, and Zai's going to get him with the movement. Wolves starting that round aggressive and strong.
Next round.
It's that opening pick that comes through. Big fight back actually from Wolves down the right-hand side of the map. They find a couple of kills and maybe had something going, but not quite able to get there with it. So Wolves will find themselves at round number 1. Opening pick caught me off guard, not gonna lie.
Sometimes these teams are like that, right? Aggression again. I love this play coming out from Peg, right? Getting control of that area of the map, making sure here that Galorys are pressed in towards A. That's going to be a problem for later on down the line. For now, though, Galorys, they're focused on this A kit. They've picked up Neon. This is possible.
Where is the opportunity? But where is the potential flank? Peggy now finding himself from behind. Papsor will get taken down. The other side of things, then they try to push through, and Hen gets taken down also. Mihawk finds one back. 2 versus 2. Peggy will find another. This flank has just been so efficient from him, and now it's all down to LUCASZIN. Can he continue to just hold this one down? The bomb being defused. He's already dead. The retake from Wolves. So effective. It's all about that flank coming in, though. He finds 2. And that just entirely shuts down the attack from the side of Galorys. Wolves find another round.
Yeah, you know what? You know, very often I do see teams there on the defense kind of get into that position, right? That corner building, and just sit there because it's a power position on the map that you take away from the offensive side. I didn't expect him to go for the full flank. That's a very egregious play. But you know what? Props to him. It works out. Galorys boxed in round number 2. Round number 3, the strategy does not look that different, taking the exact same spot, but this time he is holding himself back.
That's the opportunity now for Galorys. Worked out for them. Getting onto the site wasn't the problem. Are they going to be able to do it again, though? Wolves will surely have invested a little bit more over here, but Zai has gotten taken down, so all of a sudden the numbers are here for Galorys, but you're probably not expecting this from Peggy. 1 and 2, it's just so easy. Finding route after route, and Wolves are really relying on him to do the business so far in this search and destroy, and boy, is he doing it. 5 kills to his name, and nearly all of them have been in the back.
Galorys just don't know how to respond, right? They're going to be constantly concerned about potential flanking player. X-King kind of gives himself away for 3 there. Very wide peak 3. Here comes that flank from Peg. It's read by Mihawk, but it does not matter. Peg's going to win that gunfight all day long. Numbers still favoring Wolves here, and the routes being taken from Peg right now. So frustrating.
Oh,
a second for free. Fokke down for the count, and an extra couple of love taps as well.
There's on the cards. Peg will jump around the corner. He won't be able to find it. Found 4 in the round. And has it actually solidified it for his team. Trying to just play with Pabs right now, who's in a whole lot of trouble. That's a quick 1-2, and that is 3 for Wolves. In a row on the defensive side. Dominant, especially from Peg, who is just the thorn in their side consistently.
It's kind of like Galorys are playing stuck in the mud, right, at pro level at the moment, right? You know, they lose that first blood, and they're just like, well, we're just going to freeze like a rabbit in headlights, and Wolves are just able to play around that so well, and nobody does that better than Peg. We've seen that through the first 3 rounds of Search and Destroy kit. Same kind of route being taken, but the adaptation has been made this time around from Galorys. They've got a player in wait there. I believe that's LUCASZIN, waiting to take Peg down, but Peg's adapted this route. This is so damn annoying if you're a Galorys player, because you're not going to know about this. LUCASZIN isn't prepped for this.
Which way is he going to come from? That's the side of things that Galorys have to figure out. But right now, Wolves sitting tight. Peg will find another though, and he is just being a right pain right now. Galorys need to figure out what he's doing, and he will eventually. They take him down. So even in the playing field, and maybe then some towards themselves, because Peg is no longer alive on the map. 4 versus 4. Time is ticking now, a minute to go.
That's that importance of the adaptations coming through from Galorys. They're learning. Got the numbers. They do have to pick up the bomb if they want to take it somewhere. Neon now looking for something on on this side of the map could well slow things up for Galorys quite significantly. First snipe's going to whiff, though. Almost gets a look at a second, though. Pabzera's going to punish. Mihawk will follow up with yet another one. Now numbers even more so favoring Galorys. Big kill coming through from X-King, though, for that power position.
Important that he found that. A 1 versus 4 would have been very different to the 2 versus 3, but Galorys are letting that time tick down. Not necessarily trying to make any silly moves. He will go down X-King, and eventually King will be left on his own. Galorys have slowly but surely worked this round out in their favor. I think getting rid of Peg early doors was, well, a big mountain to climb. They eventually get over it and have then starting to walk away with the rest of this round. Really good job.
Uh-oh.
King left on his own. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
He has time. If he peaks at the right time, then all of a sudden you're in a whole lot of trouble. Did the shot go off? Did they get the notification? The bomb will go down anyway, and they will find the round. Galorys eventually get themselves on the board.
I felt like I was Raven Simone there for a second. I was seeing a vision of the future that that 1 versus 3 was about to go off in front of our very eyes, and I think that would have been wrecking to Galorys. But no, big round coming out from Galorys. The adaptation's there. They finally stop in Peg before it can be a problem in the early round. And of course, the late round adaptation's also pretty good from Galorys. So they're finally on the board here, Tom. Now, do Wolves change tack ever so slightly? The answer is no. They're still putting Peg in that power position. They've still got all the same kind of players around A.
And I think that is the thing, though, for Galorys. If they'd been able, I mean, ifs, buts, and maybes, but if they've been able to get rid of Peg in all of these rounds, they've been in good spots. But he has been the one causing a ridiculous amount of issue. 8 kills to his name over the 4 rounds. If you can average him to just 1 in this round, that would be a win for Galorys. Still trying to find a route out, though. They are happy to take their time. We've seen that in the previous round. We're seeing it again here in round number 5.
Galorys to a standstill. They know that Peg is an aggressive player. They know there's a strong likelihood that he's going to flank. Of course, Wolves, they're a veteran team, though. They've got no real reason to do so. Neon, though, in that same position he's been in previous rounds, will get red and will get shut down.
There he goes. There he goes. Peg is on the move again. He's going to find the flank. He's going to find a minimum 1 here, though. But before the rest of Wolves have been able to find a lot, Peg eventually finds LUCASZIN, but now he is, of course, left only with King in 2 versus 4. Positioning from him is solid, but this is going to be an ability for them to get the bomb down here for Galorys. And now they have to invite that pressure towards them. Peg will have to make his move.
You need help here. You need to get together if you're Peg and King. That's exactly what they've done. Has Peg found the perfect route? I don't know if he's going to check Pabzera top scaffold. There's just so many different places to check here. Down towards the side, Peg goes, was checking the left corner, going to get cut down by Fokke. And now it's just down to King, 1 versus 4. 1 versus 3 in the previous round, did not get it done. He's about to be overwhelmed by Galorys, though, and will be shut out. The adaptations from Galorys, a little late in their search and destroy on their defense, or offense, excuse me, but it is there.
Make the adaptations, Peg giving him that respect that he does deserve after what we have seen in the first 3 rounds, especially. They had to do it. The adaptations have come in. They have worked. So Galorys, can you find another here? On the attack in round 3-3 after 6 would not necessarily be the end of the world. Fokke will fall, though. It's a first blood. It's looking like a second going to come in here for Wolves as well. Not able to quite find it. And the answer back coming through from Galorys. And all of a sudden, it's just come out into a firefight. 3 versus 3. Pressure onto the side from both 2 teams. Firefight just ends for maybe a moment. Teams repositioning, but 3 versus 3. Everything to play for.
I think you're happy with this if you're Galorys. You've still got options. Wolves forced to kind of split themselves across the map because they don't know this is going to be a B hit just yet. It will be, though. Galorys going to get this bomb down. I'm curious to see what the post plant looks like in this situation. How aggressive do they want to go? Because they do not have control of the lounge here.
The bomb has been planted.
That's for Wolves. And I think for Wolves, the retake is going to happen through that launch center side. Here we go. Big kill to make if you can get it around the back line. LUCASZIN is waiting ever so patiently. When he strikes, Wolves will be in trouble.
You can see on the other side of things, Neon is waiting for the rest of his team to try and find that flank. And I'm sure he'll start to make a move as soon as they do. But it is really on all for LUCASZIN to find it, but he doesn't find anything. Neon King all combine at the same time. And the breakdown happens for Galorys all at the wrong time, as Wolves will find it 4-2. And that's a big round for them to find. It's a very different scoreline to 3-3. The Wolves will take the advantage heading in towards the other side. They're now onto the attack. Galorys on the defense, but 3 kills in the blink of an eye. They find that final round.
You've heard of synchronized swimming. You ever heard of synchronized retaking?
Bomb acquired.
Wolves getting it done there.
Is that the Olympics?
It's in the COD Olympics, I'm pretty sure. We got our own things. There's a lot of things there. Clutching up is one of the things that we got up there. Regardless, Galorys hit on the defense, getting aggressive early on in this round, trying to make Wolves unsettled, and they're going to win the opening engagements. Fokke is hungry for more kills, and he will dethrone the king. Nian now just waiting to capitalize on that aggression, but that was the perfect time for Galorys to disease off a little bit.
Oh, good shot coming in from Nian. He is eventually going to get picked up, and then here is Peg all on his own, playing that island. Right now, though, very little information, no bomb, not many hope of a prayer, to be honest with you. We have seen him take over in the search and destroy so far for his team, and now he has been found out. And this push will not find a kill. Big round for Galorys to get back there. After they previously were in such a good position, they lost it out. Coming out with a quick one like that can very much gain some momentum back in your favor.
And I do really love this from Galorys, right? They are throwing very different looks at Wolves. I think the first 3 rounds of this search and destroy were relatively kind of monotone, we'll say, right? Wolves were playing them very easily, but Galorys, I think, have gotten a lot better over the last few rounds. And now for Wolves, the adaptation needs to be there. Galorys, a little bit different once again. They're relying on Fokke, moving forward here with the R9. If you can pick up even 1 kill, the information that Wolves will be going towards A is invaluable. And of course, that mid-map presence too. There is that opening blood from Fokke. King down for the count. What do Wolves do?
Trying to make their move. They've been aggressive through towards that A side again. They find the pick, they get out this time. Last time they gained control of that side of the map. They're happy to give it up towards Wolves this time, but the numbers were there. They are no longer. It's a 4 versus 4 as Pabs will get taken down by Nian.
That will open things up a little bit here for Wolves. Nian going to find more. He does get traded out though, so now 3 versus 3. Peg looking to be a nuisance here, as he has been so far here in this takeoff search and destroy. Does he do it? No, gets sandwiched between LUCASZIN, another player there from Galorys. Now numbers once again here for Galorys, but that information here for Wolves should be good to get the bomb down on A.
Yeah, they would have found a couple of players over towards there. Now they are checking their corners, they're dotting their I's, crossing their T's. And maybe just taking too long. Here comes the grenades, here comes the utility, here comes the rest of Galorys. This bomb is probably going to go down and does. But the pressure is going to be there. It's going to be under landing pretty early. Zai will find one. He cannot find another. Lucas will find one. It's now a 1 versus 2.
Just play your life. Your ex-king. Play your life perfectly. That's the first kill versus LUCASZIN. Now the dance around this box. Fokke's going to get it done with the R9. A powerful weapon, even more powerful in the hands of Fokke. Galorys, yet another important round on the board.
Lost that round.
They're finding these rounds and making it a game. Realistically speaking, no, I don't want to discredit Wolves in any sense of this game at all, but when Peg hasn't found those routes, when he hasn't found those moments, they haven't found many rounds. He has been the catalyst for everything good that Wolves have been doing, but he hasn't really been it. That's the problem. Galorys starting to combine together a little bit more. It is still 4-4. These two teams are still evenly matched, but Peg has been shut down, and it's somewhat stunted Wolves' growth.
Just the adaptations from Galorys. Feels like after the first 3 rounds, they kind of turned their brains on somewhat in this search and destroy. Fair play.
Well, he had what did he have? 8 kills after 3 rounds now.
Yeah,
after 8, he's got 9.
And doing the same thing as well, round after round. So I think for Galorys to finally kind of take note of that and do something about it, fair play. But now they're in this search and destroy. Wolves here, hanging around the site. They've got the smoke down. Fokke's able to infiltrate scot-free. Surely not Fokke. He will get traded out, but the fact that Fokke gets away with that is insane.
But the problem now for Wolves is that the bomb is down, and they need to retake control of that site. But yes, okay, you can flank. We can do it too. Miho finds one, doesn't find the second. Peg is there to answer back. Looked like he was dead to rights. He is now. 1 versus 2 for Zai to try and find Galorys on a hellish tear here. Up against Wolves. What is the information now for Galorys? Do they know where he is? Do they know this flank is coming? The answer is absolutely yes, but the shot is whipped by LUCASZIN. That doesn't happen very often. Dead right from him. The shots into the other player are so good as well. But Zai loses the gunfight. And Galorys take the lead in the search and destroy for the first time. The lead in the series at any stage for the first time.
And the thing is, Zai had LUCASZIN very weak, so he wins that gunfight there. He swings left. I don't think there's a chance that LUCASZIN is winning that fight, so that would have been a 1 versus 2 from Zai. Galorys now, what is this, 4 rounds? 3 rounds of bounce, something like that, insane. Galorys have doing incredibly well. They've definitely shut up Wolves somewhat. Wolves now, different looks towards B. They should know that LUCASZIN is located here towards this backside. And just, even the shots, even though they don't really connect all that much, that is enough to send Wolves away.
Galorys won every single defensive round so far. If they can keep this up, they will win it within the regular time. It's been hard for Wolves to really break that line. Galorys have been aggressive maybe 1 round. they're finding late flanks as well, and it's really hard to read them. It's hard to distinguish where they could be coming from, and this is maybe something that they don't expect. No, they do. Pazra will find it. Second kill could be absolutely massive as well. Folky will turn it on to Peg, and all of a sudden, Wolves are falling apart. Galorys are doing sensational work here in the search and destroy. This would be defensive round number 4 win in a row. If they can clean it up, that kill eventually does fall down. It's down to King in a 1 versus 3. It's not looking likely, and Galorys could put themselves on map point.
And he's been here before. Not once, not twice, but now 3 times. Here's the 3rd time the charm here in this search and destroy. He's going to be able to get the bomb at the very least here. It's going to give him a little bit more options as to how he wants to play this one. If he can maybe find a pick before he gets that bomb down, that'll make this significantly more palatable. But this really does feel like a stealth mission in a video game, doesn't it? He's got to get through completely unseen. Here we go.
Trying to make a move. The shots are just so crispy. It's 4 in a row from Galorys on this defensive side. They are reveling in these moments where they just sit tight and wait for Wolves to make their move. Peg had a better round of things there, but Wolves have been leaking rounds time and time again over the, well, their attacking side. They really have struggled here, Brody.
Now Galorys on map point. He would have thunk it. Again, we know that Elevate took the search and destroy away from Wolves CDSI. It does not mean they're a bad S&D team by any stretch of the imagination. For Galorys to do this would have been an insane achievement. Here we go. Henry Cat, aggression off the start of this round. Are they going to anticipate Neon? He was waiting patiently in the corner. No, they don't. LUCASZIN goes down for the count. Good trade from Pab0, though. But if you're Wolves, I mean, you've got to wait for this. I know you don't have the numbers, but at the very least, you can get the bomb down.
Yeah, I think, you know, finding that kill on LUCASZIN there was so important for them. It was on the other side of the map to where the pressure was coming from. So they open up a door, but Peg doesn't find it. Folky shuts him down. And all of a sudden, a 4 versus 3 for Galorys. Or 4 versus 2 now. Are they able to get the job done here? This would be 5 rounds in a row to close the search and destroy.
I'm somewhat confounded there as to why Peg is pushing so far away from his team. Maybe kind of the advanced guard to try and get some control over A, but still, play with your team. You don't have numbers in this situation. You've made things infinitely worse for X-King and King. Bomb going down. Is the audio cue there for Henry Cat? No, it's not. So Galorys are going to let this thing go down. It's going to be the reaction from them. X-King has to win this opening fight. Will get some help from his teammate. No, he does not. Now the 1 versus 4 for King. He's been put in so many clutch situations. This would be everything. And he's playing sneaky.
He's playing sneaky, but it's going to be able to find 1, 2, 3. Is it potentially going to be there? Makes it somewhat doable, but the bomb's already defused. The game's already done. And Galorys will find a search and destroy against Wolves in somewhat convincing fashion. When Wolves come out swinging in the search and destroy, again, Peg was dominant. But as soon as they shut him down, Wolves did not have an answer.
That's astonishing. Again, you know, we've got to shout out Wolves because their search and destroy over the course of the 2024 season has been immaculate, right? I mean, they're just so good at it. Again, I mean, I know that kind of applies to every team from China, more or less, here at Champs, but still, they're so good at it. Their search and destroy is usually a pretty deep. You're a you. But, you know, I don't think anybody expected this to go this way, right? Where, you know, we see kind of the hardpoint being as dominant as it was in favor of Wolves. We expected a somewhat more competitive game, and then the search and destroy to even go to Galorys at all. Arguably a dominant win for them. Different, right? The control point was in Church back in Black Ops 4. Here it's in the Winery towards A side. So it's a little bit more favorable towards the offensive side, but it is game number 3 focusing Wolves Esports and Galorys. Galorys have been underrated here in this tournament. There's time for them to prove why they're not.
Opening salvo goes Wolves' way. And could that be a nail in the coffin? Not if Galorys find the kills on the other side of things. So you just want to ease that pressure every single time they've been able to do so. Wolves' opening break was slightly beneficial towards them, and now it is about just trying to pick them apart of your Galorys. The attacking side to kick things off is not an easy beast to try and deal with. But pressure over towards B, that's where they're going to really try and get this round going for themselves. Wolves just still holding up top.
Gunfight's being won by Galorys as well here, and you kind of start to juggle that question, right? Do you actually want to invest resources into defending B? I would be kind of cautious about losing A. Already you're starting to see Meatloaf on the minimap get control of Winery. Big 1v1 over there, which will go the way of X-King, but towards that potential spawn trap now. Galorys starting to win some of the gunfight. Peg is there. He's been a nuisance. You've got to deal with him before he can cause any kind of havoc, and Peg will find 1 before being shut down.
Although I expect the second, though, ANZAI is going to be here, can find 1. May well find something off the respawn as well. They're going to be in and around him. He's able to find another. But that maybe just disrupted what Galorys were doing so well over towards B. They do get a hold of that now. The pressure coming over towards A. very much within touching distance. Next couple of gunfights are going to be crucial. No spawn traps going on now, but the gunfights are being won far too easily by Hen. He's going to be able to push through, finds a third. It's Forky who picks it up, but the pressure's starting to come in through now from the side of Galorys. But how on earth are you finding 3 there? If you're X-King, break it wide open. There's the 4th. Back to your spawn you go.
Yeah, just R9 things, by the way, or rather X-King things. Pretty good with it. You can see Wolves Esports off the back of that heroic play from X-King will clear out the point and send Galorys back to square one. They're going to attempt to try and go the exact same route that they did previously. Big double coming through from Peg on the mini-map as well. Galorys now looking for a way back through. It's just so difficult when you're kind of just buying heads down what is ultimately a very small lane. Close quarters engagement here would favour Wolves, especially with that R9 facing you down.
Feels like the next couple of gunfights are going to be so crucial. If you lose them, if you're Galorys, all of a sudden you are in a really tough spot. But LUCASZIN will find 2. Peg now starting to make a move to maybe potentially find a flank or at least some spawn kills, but a couple of kills going to go through from either side. It's all about these wipes. If we can potentially find them, it feels like Wolves are the ones getting the better of things. But Galorys have made some inroad, and they've made more than that. Mehook finds 2, Pazza will find 1, and all of a sudden the floodgates are starting to open. Sai will find 2 before going down with the War Machine. But an opportunity now for Galorys, 9v8, 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, they've got through for a look at the very least. As you said, 30 seconds on the board here. Henry Cat going to get that Sparrow out. Is it going to be good enough? Potential flanking play. It will be a little bit late from Pabzera. Never mind. On the other side, there's a bit of a better Sparrow. It's X-King. Doesn't matter if it's with the R9 or the Sparrow. He is going to find these 3Ks, these 4Ks. It wipes out Galorys, and now they are reliant on some kind of value from this flank from Pabzera, especially as the rest of them are going down. Pabzera will pick up 1 of those kills, but there's the shutdown coming through. Can anybody through the front line get through from Galorys? No is the answer. I would say what a round from Wolves, but I want to say what a round from X-King.
Found those moments when he needed to. 11 in the round from him. And I think that's just the difference maker, isn't it? Made sure they invested those moments very well in terms of the operators. We've seen that come out, and of course, we've seen the R9 as well from X-King when he picked up 4. And that was the moment where it looked like Galorys were maybe able to find it. But all things considered, not a terrible attacking round from Galorys whatsoever. Can they have an effective defensive side here as well? They've given up B pretty much immediately and will be investing nearly everything over towards the A side. See the pressure coming in here, though. When you do give up this side of the map, it has allowed some routes to be developed by Wolves, and they found kills from it. Spawn trap potentially on the cards here. Really good route and start to the round from Wolves Esports. They really have pegged Galorys back already.
Dead aggressive, ready for it. Couple of kills with the equalizers. How much more damage can Peg do? We'll get cut short before any more can be done. But that's okay. You've given some kind of map control for Wolves, and if he didn't do enough, Zai is now doing more. Neon, investment of the claw. They want this spawn trap.
Oh, I mean, they've got them just right where they want them now. The spawn trap is there. The operators are out, and this round may well be done. There has only been 1 kill on the side of Galorys, make it 2, as they eventually start to try and get something going, but King is starting to line them up 4 in a row from him. It's just far too easy for Wolves Esports. They run through the grab B, they get a hold of the spawn trap, and they say, yeah, we'll just have the round on top of it. That was far too easy. Galorys fumbling that one massively. Wolves doing everything right.
You know, I'm starting to feel that difference between Eastern and Western teams here on Seaside Controlled, and Wolves just looking better at the moment, frankly. And look at the streaks now they've got across the board. 300 killer drones, 3 Predator missiles ready to go. That is dangerous for Galorys. Big investment early on, though, coming through. 2 operators from Galorys. Doesn't really equate to all that much, because there's 1 of the many Predator missiles you've got. Never mind, there's 2. There's a hell of a lot of score streaks coming out now from Wolves. They want early map control. They want this done now.
Oh, I mean, they're winning every single gunfight in the middle of the map that they absolutely need to. Have Galorys put their phones down at this stage because they have just not been able to get anything going over these last 2 rounds. And this is the problem, though. When you have a terrible round like that, it just gives the other team such an arsenal to be able to deal with you, to be able to put you back into that spawn trap. I don't even know if we'll see this next 45 seconds. Galorys have been dealt with.
Yeah, I don't know if Galorys want to see this next 45 seconds, to be honest with you. This one, I mean, look, you never count anybody outright. What's the phrase? Not over till the fat lady sings or something like that. But Galorys, I don't think I'm going to be singing at all here. 7 lives down, 27 seconds on the clock. Galorys, they've got themselves on towards B at the very least. They're pushing through here, I think just trying to garner some space through a slow capture.
I mean, Galorys, okay, you got those 10 lives remaining now as it's starting to whittle down, now down to 11, and we were starting to give them hope, and that might have just dwindled in front of our very eyes. LUCASZIN will find something, but it would take something bordering perfect to get this one done now. Wolves Esports have been insane here on the control. Round number 1 was super close between these two teams, but after that, they have just ran away with it. Galorys with one final opportunity. They have found a breakout over towards this B side, but 7 lives remaining. They cannot make many mistakes.
This would be miraculous if Galorys could get it done. They are going to get the extra 60 seconds. Whether or not they got the perfect transition, though, is a different story entirely. Investment coming out from Pabzeri. You need more than the 1 kill, though. And with that, Galorys down to the final 5 lives here. Henry Cat, can he get anything done here with the Sparrow on the flank?
Last throw of the dice. Need to find something on Neon that's just so aware of what's going on. Hen will find 1, but that is it. In a 13v2, this game is over, and Wolves Esports have proven their mettle here on C-side control. Galorys never really able to compete. I don't think a 2 versus 13 is necessarily on the cards, as Peg will find another. Wolves have dominated this game in map number 3. Hell of a series between these two, Brody, but this one is done.
You know, there's always that morsel of hype.
No, stop it.
Morsel of hype, right? Mihawk, 1 versus 13, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Nah, never mind, it's done. Galorys, done in game number 3. A dominant end to that series for Wolves. And, you know, it was a weird series all the way through, right? We expected a close hard point. We expected the search and destroy to go Wolves' favor. And, I mean, look, Galorys, I think, definitely threw a lot of our expectations out the window, but when it came down to it, that control let them down.
I wonder if it's a case of wanting to try it at the Swiss stage to give it a go against these Eastern teams, but at the same time, that was ugly, and we may well not see it from Galorys anymore. That was an unfortunate end. That's one of those moments, though, when I think them finding the search and destroy was definitely a positive for them, though. I think, realistically speaking,
A historic meeting for the two sides, and Wolves came out on top, and after this both teams qualified for the playoffs.